What's up, nerds? Tonight, a loss for the Utah Jazz against the Golden State Warriors. This is the Utah Jazz post-game show on the Hoops Nerd channel. There's not a lot that you can say other than the Warriors are just bonkers. They're bananas. They're crazy. Two times in this game, Steph Curry went on a solo 6-0 run. It's just so hard to contain the Warriors for 48 minutes. The Jazz played really well tonight. Offensively, not so great, but you got to give credit to Draymond Green and the Warriors defense for making life tough for the Utah Jazz. But the Jazz played about as good a defense as you can play on the Warriors tonight. Pretty darn great. But the thing is you lax just a little bit and Steph Curry will kill you. Tonight, Steph Curry goes on 2 solo 6-0 runs. So he has one of those things where he has that pull-up game, which is just insane. It's why he's the best shooter of all time, honestly. If you want to know why Steph Curry's the best, it's not because of his spot-up shooting, because Kyle Korver is as good a spot-up shooter as Steph. It's that insane pull-up 3 game. That's just, no one in the history of the game has ever been as good a pull-up shooter as Steph. It's just unreal what he does. And so if you lax even just a little bit, Steph gets that pull-up 3 and just buries you. And he's got unlimited range too. And we all know it. We all know that Steph is just insane. And, you know, the Jazz did a good job tonight kind of fighting through that storm. But the Warriors are just like, they're freaking level 7 hurricane. Like, that's a storm that you're just like, fight through it and just like get like a log in your face or something. Durant and Steph is the reason why they're going to win the finals this year. They're just unbelievable. Like, if you're Utah or Houston or Denver or whoever, you're just hoping to get to that second round. Like, hopefully you can just avoid the Warriors round 1 because they're unstoppable. It's just a fact. Kevin Durant, like, he's a mismatched nightmare. Like, there were a couple times where Rubio gets turned on him and he's 7'1" or whatever he is. He's like just barely shorter than Rudy Gobert. And so he can just pull up over, you know, anybody and just bury it. That mid-range game, I mean, that's just money. And then when he has that pull-up 3 as well, I mean, it's just unfair. The Warriors are very good. I was actually interested tonight to see DeMarcus Cousins. The Jazz, Derek Favors and Rudy Gobert have always guarded Cousins well, so it's not a surprise that they were able to keep DeMarcus Cousins to 23% shooting on 17 shots. Like, that's part of the reason why the Jazz did so well. They guard DeMarcus well. Warriors fans, if you're not used to this, Favors and Gobert have guarded DeMarcus since the Sacramento days. It's just, that's how it is, and they do well. It's the Steph and Kevin Durant thing that kills the Jazz every time. For Utah, things to be excited about. Donovan Mitchell looked really good. Both Donovan and Rubio started off rough and then figured it out as the game went along. Donovan's still a second-year player who's going to take time to just get experience and get better. Like, tonight, he showed those flashes where he's like superstar level, but it's not the whole game. He'll get there. You know, he's fantastic. Rubio started off rough and then figured it out and had some really nice plays. And I think some people were ragging on Rubio at the end of the game because of the spacing. You know what? He played pretty well. I can't rag on Rubio. Rubio tonight was 7 for 17, so not ideal, and he couldn't really hit a 3, 1 for 5, but he played well. I actually felt like he played well. 6 assists, so not terrible. Neto had a great game. Neto has like slowly kind of brought himself back to be a nice rotation player. And for the guys who complain about Joe Ingles had 5 points, took 2 shots, made them both, but was a +3 in a Jazz loss. That tells you what Ingles is. He's kind of like the secret weapon, and that's the reason why the Jazz need to get someone else. If the Jazz can get over a star in free agency this offseason, Ingles will get more points because Ingles will stop being guarded by, you know, one of their top defenders. One of the ways people guard the Jazz is they just focus on Ingles and Mitchell and then let Rubio shoot, and that's how the Jazz lose. When the Jazz get like another weapon that can spread that floor, the Jazz are going to be really tough. Title contenders, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if it can happen. Guys, if you are angry at me, I don't really care. But you can let me know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe this video to the Hoopster channel. It's All-Star break. We'll see what happens. Rudy Gobert should have been an All-Star. What are you going to do? Talk to you later, guys.